How's it going, guys? It's Tucker Tuitions here, and today we're going to go over one-step equations. Let's get straight into it. So, the first type that we are going to deal with is what happens when we've got a missing number x and we have to add a number. Let's take x plus 4 equals 7. Instead of adding 4, you're going to do something called the opposite game. So I'm going to be taking away 4 from 7 on both sides. If I take away 4 on this side, I just imagine this plus 4 is gone. What am I left with? Just x. If I do 7 take away 4, that gives me 3. I do the same process again for the other two. Instead of adding 6, I take away 6. And I do the same again on the left hand side. On the left hand side, if plus x disappears, I'm left with just x. 10 take away 6 is 4. And on the bottom, what plus 9 equals 11? It's going to be 2. Because we have to take away which number from both sides? 9. So play the opposite game and it will work for every single one. So have a practice at these ones. Okay, now I'm going to go through these ones, guys. So I know I've got missing x plus 3 is equal to 8. If I take away 3 on both sides, x equals 5. And if I do the same again here, I get x is 6. And if I take away 2 from 9, x equals 7. And I can repeat this process for all of them. So I get 15, 4, 2, 8, 4 for H, I is going to be 6, for J it's 7, for K x is 5, and for L x is 6. So that's the case for what happens when you have to add them. Now if I deal with it this time where I take away a number from x, this is why the opposite game works really well, because instead of taking away 4, I do the opposite, I add 4 to both sides. And remember, when I do the opposite, I make this number disappear, so I'm left with just x. And 7 plus 4 is 11. Same on this side. If I add 6, this 6 on the left hand side, this minus 6 here disappears, so I'm left with just x. 10 plus 6 is 16. And then if I take away 9 from x, I then have to add on 9. So x therefore gives me 20. So have a go at these ones, guys, that are going to appear on the screen now. Pause the video here and have a go. Okay, if you've done all that correctly, then you should have got these answers down below. So compare the ones you did earlier, click earlier back in the video, and if you've got these right, brilliant, you've mastered it. Now I've got this type of worked example. I've got a number multiplied by x gives me 12. So what I'm going to do first, instead of multiplying by 2, I do the opposite, and I divide by 2. Now when I divide by 2, 2x divided by 2 just gives me 1x. So I just write x. 12 divided by 2 gives me 6. But here 4x equals 40. I divide both sides by 4. 40 divided by 4 gives me 10. And 4x divided by 4 gives me x. Now when I do 5x is equal to 20 here, instead of multiplying by 5, I divide by 5. Five x divided by 5 is x. 20 divided by 5 is 4. So just divide them all. And practice on these ones now. Have a go, pause the video. So if you've done those ones right, the answers you should get are here. So just hop back through the video again, have a look. So the next type of examples we're going to look at this time is what happens when we divide x by a number. So x divided by 4 gives me 5. Instead of dividing by 4, we're going to times by 4. And when I times by 4, this 4 on the bottom disappears. We therefore get x. 5 times 4 gives me 20. Same here again. I times by 2 because that's what's on the bottom. X is going to be on the left. 7 times 2 is 14. My final one I do is I now times by 3. Why? Because 3 is what's on the bottom of this fraction. The 3's cancel here, so it's just x on the left. And 4 times 3 gives me 12. So have a go at these ones. See if you get these right. Okay. Have a look at the answers down below. I just compare them to see if you got them right. And if you did, that's brilliant. You've mastered the one-step equations. But you might have seen we've only dealt with positive numbers. Now on the final one here, what if I have to deal with negative numbers? Well, the answer is you do it exactly the same way, except you're just dealing with, instead of a plus 5 for a, we've got minus 5. So x is going to equal 3 take away 5 is minus 2. It's minus 2. Let's take d here for example. X minus 5 equals minus 4. Instead of taking away 5, I'm going to add on 5. So this, therefore, means that x is going to be by itself here. And minus 4 plus 5 is equal to 1. 2x is equal to minus 4. That means I've got to, instead of timesing by 2, I divide by 2. But x this time is going to be minus 2. Finally, I've got x over 3 equals minus 6. Instead of dividing by 3, I times by 3. So x is therefore going to be minus 6 times 3 is minus 18. So have a go at the rest of these ones by yourself and see if you get the right answers that match up. Okay, let's have a look at the answers. So these are what you should get. And if you got those right, fantastic. If not, I'm going to be releasing a video on how to deal with negative numbers soon. So many thanks for watching, guys. Please leave a like and subscribe. The next video on this topic is going to be the two-step equations. What happens when you've got to do 2 steps instead of 1? Our calculator, and see you in the next one. Bye!